Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and welcome back to Disney Sorcerer's Arena. In this video, we're going to be going over everything you need to know about Club Conquest. There's been quite a few changes, so we have updated the guide, and we're going to jump into that right now. But first, before we do, if you're just now finding this channel and you want to stay up to date with this and other games, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And welcome back. All right, we are here in smoky Seattle. We've had so many fires lately in the area. You look out the window and there's so much smoke out there. But welcome back to the game. We're going to be diving into Club Conquest. Just a couple reminders. I do have all my social media links in the description of every video. Definitely check us out. Join us on Discord, where we're talking about tips, tricks, and just having fun talking about the game that we love to play. Also, I do stream 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. I'm thinking about changing Wednesdays to Thursdays, but hey, you know what? Keep an eye on my community tab on my channel. That will keep you updated on what to watch for and if anything changes in that schedule. All right, with that done and out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at Club Conquest. So recently, it's been about a week, I think, a week or so since we went through some changes with Club Conquest. And I figured it was time to update this guide to go ahead and update everyone on what's been going on with Club Conquest and how it affects you and your strategy. So let's go ahead. We're just going to jump right in to Club Conquest right here. I'm going to click on it. It says registration phase right now. Now, if you want to just take your time and dive into everything that I'm going to discuss, it's already right here on the screen, which we click on this eye up here, and this is where you're going to find all the details. So we're going to run through this. We're also going to run through the rewards info over here to discuss how rewards have changed as well. But first, let's go ahead and jump into here. Most important thing to note is the schedule here. So registration takes place Friday into Saturday morning. Saturday morning, we go through matchmaking and planning. So that is where they're going to match you up with the other 2 alliances that you're going to be battling. And then planning is all about setting your defenses and building your teams within your defenses and getting ready for battle, which takes place Sunday. Starting Sunday morning, we'll go into battle, and then that will last until the next morning, until Monday. We go into a regroup phase. Now, that regroup phase, that's just kind of that's an opportunity to take a little bit of a break, step back, take a look at what's going on the battlefield, where your defenses are, and what you have going on, so that if you need to adjust your strategy, then you're able to. Then you're going to go into attacking on Tuesday. Then we have another regroup, and you can see right there, the final attack goes Wednesday morning to Thursday morning, and then Thursday is when rewards pay out. Now, you will go through that entire cycle all the way up to Thursday unless a club hits 45,000 points, and then that's going to go ahead and end that Club Conquest for you. And those points you're going to generate every minute depending on how many bases you have. And you get a bonus. I believe it's, we'll take a look at it here, but I believe it's once you get 13 or more bases, then you get a bonus on how many points that you rack up every minute. So let's take a look at the requirements really quick. So you need to have a club with at least 10 members in it. And then registration, you do through the registration button here. So you just go up here and you register. If you're registered, it will say unregistered. If I unregistered, then I'd have to re-register. So you want to go into there and you want to set that up. Make sure that you are registered so that you can help contribute to your club's success in Club Conquest. This is very much a social and group strategy. It's up to the entire alliance to pitch in, or the entire club to pitch in order to win this, because some of these can be very, very tough. And with some of the recent changes that we're going to discuss, it has made things a little bit tough for some people. All right, so defenses. Now, this is the same as it always has been. You're going to go in there and you're going to build your defensive teams. So I'm going to go in here and click on Set My Defenses. You have the opportunity to build 10 teams. Now, your team, your defensive team, can be as little as one character on a team, or you can build it out to 5 characters and 2 spells. Really depends on kind of what you're setting up and what you have available to you, right? My suggestion is put your strongest teams in here, build your strongest teams in here, and then everything else, if you don't have a really strong team, just fill it up anyway. Just fill it up, because your enemy, the clubs that you're going to be going up against, have to chew through all of your teams in order to get that base, in order to continue to rack up bases and rack up points and win Club Conquest. You want to make it as difficult for them as possible and as easy for you. There was one time where we forgot to set our defenses and we just got mowed over because there was nothing there. I mean, they just took over all the bases. So, I mean, you could do that too, but I don't recommend it. All right, so let's go back in here. Now, the thing to take into consideration here, the biggest change most recently is under fortifications. So there's a fortifications tab, and there's modifiers on certain bases. Not all of them, but on certain ones. So if we take a look at here, bases A10, B10, and C10 give bonuses to mythical characters. Now let's take a look at that really quick. I'm just going to bring up the map. A10 is right there, about in the middle of my screen. B10 and C10, those three right there in the middle, those are going to be the bases that have the modifiers. Now I don't know if this is going to change when this goes, but when I looked at it, you can tell the bases with the modifiers because there's an exclamation point on them. I don't see the exclamation point right now. Maybe it'll kick in once the battle goes active. But those three are going to get bonuses for mythical characters. And then Oceanic Tech Princess, Onward, and Toy Story. Those are the affinities right now that are going to get bonuses. Now, we don't know if that's going to change or cycle from time to time. We don't know if that's going to be static and is going to be there forever. I doubt it's going to be there forever. There's always going to be some sort of change. So for right now, those are your teams, and that's what you want to strategize, and that's what you want to keep in mind when you build your bases and where you put your teams, where you put these teams. Now, one thing to keep in mind when you battle here, so the bases that you have to attack is based on which bases you already have. So if I'm taking a look, if I'm down here at A8, I can only attack B8. If I'm at A9, I can only attack B9. If I'm at A10, I can attack either C10 or B10. Now, let's just say I go and I take over B8. My club has B8. Now I can either attack B9 or B4. However, if I go from A10 and I take B10, I have a whole ton of bases to take that I can attack: B11, B9, B7, B6, and B5. So I have a bunch of different options now. So something to keep in mind as you're strategizing, as you're setting your defenses, and as you're planning your attack. Where are you going to get the most benefit to taking over a base, and what's going to open up the battlefield for you more? I mean, you could have somebody just completely stacking their defensive team along this bottom row, and you're going to have a hard time running through it if you don't have a team that's really built, or a high enough team that's going to really run through those. However, maybe they left B10 not as defended, so you're able to take that over and have more options. So something to keep in mind as you're building your teams, setting your defenses, and planning your attack. It's all the bases you have limit you to the bases that you can attack. All right, so there's that. There goes, we just went into attacking bases as well. So participating club members can attack with up to 50 characters each Club Conquest. There's no limit to the number of spells. Each character and spell can only be used once per attack. So once you're done, once you use a team to take on another team, then you can't use that. So you're going to cycle through your entire roster until you get down to nothing. You'll get to a point to where you have 0 characters and you can't do anything. You can't defend. You don't have characters to defend, and you don't have characters to attack anymore either. So you're just going to cycle through all of that. Now, something to keep in mind also that's changed when it comes to attacking bases. Let's go back to here. When you attack a base, wherever you leave your enemy, let's say you attack a base and you fail, you take another team in there. Wherever your team was left health-wise, that's where you're going to continue. So it's an opportunity to continue to bring down that base rather than what we had before, where that team would go right up to full health and it would make things much more difficult. I think this way, I think with the affinities and I think with the persistent health, the enemy teams on these bases, the defending teams, it makes things, I think, a little more challenging and causes us to take a step back and re-strategize our defenses rather than just willy-nilly throwing stuff out there. Now we got to be a little more particular about what we do in Club Conquest. And I like that. I think it's become more challenging, and I think it's become more of kind of a puzzle to figure out, especially when you start thinking about those affinities. I think it's very cool. I think it's an awesome adjustment to it, and I think it's something that Club Conquest has needed. So capturing bases, you have to defeat all of your enemy's defenders, capture that base. Once you take over that base, by defeating all the enemies, then you have an opportunity. You have an hour to put all of your defenses in that base, and before anybody can attack and try and take that base back. So something to keep in mind there too. Also, do you want to put all your strongest teams out right away, or do you want to hold a few back so that you can put some stronger teams into some of the bases that you're going to take over in your opponent's territory? So something to keep in mind there as well. Also, it's very important for leaders and co-leaders to double check and make sure that all the defenses are set and you have everybody where you want them before the attack starts on Sunday, or even if you have an opportunity before the attack on Sunday to go in there and take a look. Just make sure that you have everything set there, because you don't want to be caught like we were, having no defenses in there and then, free victory. Yay. All right, Club Conquest points. We went over that already. So it is. So it says right here, if a club controls 13 or more bases, they will earn an additional 10 conquest points each minute. So once you get that 13th base and continue to get more, you're going to continue to earn more and more points, which is going to bring you up to that 45,000 cap really, really quick. We've seen it where we've been able to complete a club conquest 2 days in. So, which gives a whole nother 2 days before everybody else finishes who hasn't got up to that 45,000 points. Regroup, we discussed. So rewards changed a little bit as well. This is based, so clubs are placed in a reward tier based on total power of registered club members. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Everybody needs to register, unless you're holding people out on purpose. But so as you can see there, club power is 673, 772. If I go into rewards info, this is where we're placed. So over here on the power tier, we're currently in the 500,000 to 700,000 tier. Goes all the way up to the 1.5 million and higher tier, power tier. So there are the tier rewards. So right now, just if we hit first, here we are, the club coins, gold, leveling up. So you can see all the different rewards here that you have access to, or the possibility of getting right here. David Jones, you'll get 8. It's a standard 8. These quantities seem to be fixed. I didn't notice that last time, but seem to be pretty fixed. It's not like a specific range. And then if I go into this one, first place, you can see, and you can really see, I think it's cool because you can definitely see the difference between first place, where you're getting almost 9,000 club coins and 135,000 gold and 8, I think it was 8 Davy Jones, compared to third place, which gives you a couple thousand less on your club coins, almost 30,000 less on your gold. Where's Davy Jones? Davy Jones, you get 3 less Davy Jones. Your beta runes are critical, so you get 5 for third place. How many do you get for, here you get 10. You get twice as much, which is nice. Now if we take a look at first place, let's take a look at the highest power tier, 1.5 million power level. Then you get 10,000 club coins, 150,000 gold. You get 10 betas. So you're still at 10 betas, and you're at 10 Davy Jones. Not much difference, it looks like, from the tier we're in compared to the 1.5. If we go to third place here, then a couple thousand less on the club coins again, half of what you would get in the beta, and quantity you get 7. You get 7 Davy Jones there. You got all this other stuff. So definitely take an opportunity there. Look at what your chances are to get in here, because you don't get everything. Where it says chance, you have an opportunity to get those. So this has changed quite a bit in the game. I do like it. I do like to see the set rewards for first, second, and third place. I like being able to see what we're going to get in the next power tier and what the max tier gets. So I think all in all, the benefits and everything that they've done, or the changes that they've made in Club Conquest, I think have been very, very positive. Very, very good. And that was it. The final thing to discuss was rewards. So there you go, everybody. That is everything you need to know about Club Conquest. A few thoughts, a few tips that I have when it comes to taking a look at strategizing for Club Conquest. And then taking a look at the rewards as well and how they've changed. I think a lot of good stuff has happened here in Club Conquest, and I look forward to seeing more happen with Club Conquest. I don't know if there's any more coming right now, but things are constantly evolving and changing, so I'm really looking forward to that. So with that, if you have any tips or tricks for anybody that you would like to share, definitely leave them in the comment section below. And as always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.